Brains Eden is an annual 3-day gaming festival. The whole thing kicks off with a 48-hour games jam, challenging teams of students from across Europe to create computer games from scratch in just 2 days. These teams are made up of aspiring programmers, game designers, 3D artists, illustrators, musicians, people with all the skills you need to create a first-class game. To help them along the way, there's a whole host of professional developers on hand throughout the weekend. The teams are given a theme, and they then go off to the various labs and start making games.
We're planning to do a game based on a boy. He's been inspired by Icarus and the Greek mythology. The actual mechanic of the game is to do with typing the words in the story. And so when you type words, it'll affect things in the game, so you fly higher in the air.
We're going to be building a game about a jetpack flyer who is part of a game show and has to avoid various traps and ailments in order to win prizes. I mean, I've done quite a few jams in the past. I attended Brains Eden last year, and you know, you learn to work fast.
I'm going to be working on the art side of our game. The game is going to involve gravity switching, and you're going to have to navigate around a maze-like level using gravity-related abilities.
So the Games Jam at Brains Eden is an interesting one for us. It kind of simulates the worst aspects of games development, the crunch when you've got to get things done. 48 hours trying to show us what you can do with a game in that time.
I think we'll be alright. We have lots of bits of things working.
Most of the code is now done. There's a lot more to do, but I'm quite optimistic. We've still got a good 7-8 hours of the day left.
So now we have enemies in the scene as well as the player walking around. If it doesn't look good, I'll be ashamed.
It's great to see how the students get together and work in that. For me, it is a proving ground for what they're actually capable of in the real world.
And then on Monday, Brains Eden culminates in a large symposium with a host of speakers from academia and industry who explore what the future holds for gaming.
My name's Aaron Langmead. I'm a competitor in this year's Games Jam, and I also did a presentation about my business. We create specialist media, bespoke games for a range of clients, which we do little games for, help them train their staff. A lot of people seem to have tunnel vision in the games design industry and going, oh, I want to make, Call of Duty next AAA titles, and that's great, but there's also, this other way of getting money which might be really useful for you and your indie company if you ever decide to set up.
Hi there, I'm Will from Develop Magazine. I've been talking today about the opportunities working either as a journalist or with journalists can bring game developers.
I'm Dave Hoblin from Microsoft. I'm the Chief Envisioning Officer for our advertising and online business. My job is about thinking about how technology is going to change, and more importantly, what does the society who uses that technology look like? What are the things that we have to do? And that's why it was so brilliant to come here today to talk about some of the changes, how screen technology is going to change things like privacy, to an audience of game developers, people who really get the beauty that is games.
My name is James Fetman. I'm the Senior Game Designer at Jagex Game Studio. I was here to talk about psychology of monetization in game design. I think it's really good for students to understand the importance of monetization and the business side of game design in an early stage, and make sure that that's really taken on board and they look at that as part of their game design process.
A brilliant day and a brilliant audience.
I love the Brains Eden event generally. I went here last year to compete and have just such a good time. It's so stressful but so much fun.
If you're a budding developer, you need to sort of put yourself through that intense process of just saying, what can I achieve when I've got a limited amount of time, I've got a limited amount of resource. My name's Chris Doran. I'm one of the founders of Geomerics. So we make technology for the games industry, and I've been a judge for the last 2 years. So it's been great to see. Again, this year the quality has just been stunning. Some of the games that we've judged are so polished. It's just amazing that you can get to that level of immersiveness and polish just in 48 hours.
Throughout the day, there's a careers clinic running where students can speak directly to artists, coders, designers and producers from all the major developers in the region.
And you'll see a lot of the people here are now talking to game developers in the region, and I think quite a few of them will probably end up getting jobs there.
The Ruskin Gallery then opens its doors to Cambridgeshire's games development community for a digital exhibition of studios and students' game artwork, and gives everyone a chance to play the games created during the jam.
Some of the results have been pretty incredible.
It's a great event.